so much pressure, so much at stake. You want to succeed. No one wants to walk away with very little, if not nothing, at the end of this. Are you willing to try something new at this point? We must get the win.
We're hitting the final stretch to get towards champs. Look how close it is! They've got nowhere to run! And that might be the moment that decides this game.
Absolutely perfect.
We got one event next week, and then we got champs coming up.
God, this is insane.
What a round!
We're so close to the end of the season. You know, this is the event. And then boom, playoffs and champs.
Can they clutch up and go big? You gotta go!
Hello friends and welcome back to the Call of Duty League. It is day 2 here at the Toronto Ultra home series, and as you can see, the beautiful city of Toronto is ready, bringing the weather. I just wish I was on that boat right now sailing across Lake Ontario, because I couldn't think of a better place to be doing that broadcast. Miles, Chance, are you with me on this?
Very much.
Should we move onto the boat?
I think I would love to be on that boat as well right now. I mean, 6 feet apart, I'd be probably wearing a mask. It's a crazy time, but I would love to be on a boat in the middle of Lake Ontario. That's Ultra AF, if you ask me. There we go. It's out of the way.
It is a massive purple boat just sailing over Lake Ontario. Chance, can you think of anything better than that, mate?
Yeah, I can think of many things better. I'm terrified of boats. The first time I ever played on Hijack, someone dropped a swarm, and ever since then, I've refused to get on any sort of sailing device. I'm not a fan of open water, Lottie.
Okay, I totally understand that. I don't particularly like open water either. However, I think it'd be kind of nice. Talking about kind of nice, have you guys been kind of nice to some of our teams in this home series? Let's find out when we look at our fan bracket, of course. Let's see who you guys had for sealing the deal of this weekend. We got 44.5% of you guys said Huntsmen were going to take this, and then Dallas Empire tucked in at second there, but quite a big difference between these two teams here. Miles, what do you make of what the fans think?
There's a lot of fans for the Huntsmen, it goes without saying. I'm just surprised at a 6.9 on the Mutineers. That is honestly the weirdest one for me there. Yeah, nice indeed, but like only 6.9%? This is a back-to-back championship winning team.
I know, it's quite weird to think that the Mutineers have kind of gone down in the books of the fans there. Let's have a look at our actual bracket for going into this weekend, of course. Chance, do you think the fans maybe are kind of putting Mutineers to a side just because of their performance last weekend?
No, I don't think it's necessarily putting them aside. I think it's just a popularity contest, you know? That is just an evaluation of where the fans sit, at least for the teams that are in this tournament. I think if you were to ask like the hardcore fans, the numbers would shift around a little bit. Those 3 teams would definitely be at the top, of Florida Mutineers would definitely get a lot more love.
Well, I think we should see what we've got in store for you today. Let's take a look at our US Army schedule and see what we got coming up, because we have plenty of action. Everyone knows Saturday is our longest day here at the Call of Duty League, and we're kicking things off with Dallas Empire taking on Atlanta FaZe, an absolute banger. Then we have Toronto Ultra, our home series team, with the Chicago Huntsmen, Florida Mutineers with the Minnesota Røkkr, and then last but not least, we got Los Angeles OpTic Gaming. I was going to say Loptic Gaming then. Taking on Seattle Surge with our knockout matches following. Miles, who do we think we're going to be seeing in those knockout matches?
I mean, I think there's going to be a tough one again for Minnesota and Florida. Minnesota's still on struggle street right now, and for Loptic Gaming, yesterday's performance was a tough one, but they've got a chance to bounce back here. But for Surge, I mean, we've got some interesting stats coming up a bit later on in the show. We'll talk to you about those later. But again, this is the final home series. This is the last chance to accrue any points and try to make any moves in the standings. Only a few teams can actually make a difference there. It's going to be very, very close nonetheless. What a weekend we've got ahead of us.
It is go hard or go home, unless you're Toronto Ultra and you already are home. But we do need to talk about this first matchup we have coming your way. It's Atlanta taking on Dallas Empire. I mean, just having that right now, this early on in Saturday, is kind of crazy to say out loud. We're going to be seeing a series today. I'm really, really excited about it. But we need to talk about 2 individuals on these 2 rosters. That's Shotzi and Cillian. It's really hard to put these two, face to face because of how how incredibly good they are. Just, being totally honest. Chance, what do you see out of these two young lads, and why are they so special for their teams?
They're just freak of natures. I mean, it's one of those things where, Selim really came up when, movement was a new thing in COD, and he was one of the first guys to master it. And now we're in a game where we thought there wouldn't be a ton of movement, and then you have guys like Shotzi that come in and figure out how to just change the game and really make it their own. So they are both incredibly talented players. They are both terrifying to have to go against, and that is a phenomenal head-to-head matchup just to kick off the day as well.
I mean, Miles, how incredible has Shotzi's growth been so far this season, and what he's done for his team?
It's been incredible. I mean, no one has fancier footwork in the entire league than Shotzi. That man's left stick is honestly, there is no one who comes even close in comparison. He's absolutely brilliant. Top left-hand side of your screen there, expect him to be doing unthinkable things, and right now, everyone gearing up, getting ready for this one. Clayster in particular, Crim's doing what he can off screen, but Clay is loving life right now.
Clay is very excited. We do need to talk about these two teams as a whole, though, of course. Dallas Empire had a kind of difficult ride going into yesterday, Chance. From what I saw, with that reverse sweep, showed, pure resilience on their end, their mentality coming through quite clearly, and just their pure skill level. But the beginning of their game, what do you think went wrong for them there?
I just think it had, there are so many good teams in this league. Florida has won 2 tournaments. They are more than capable of just obliterating any team at any time. But that's why that bounce back is so impressive. So many teams can win when they're ahead. There's a lot less pressure. It makes everything easier as you go forward. When you're down 0-2, going against a team that has been smacking you around, that is smacking the rest of the league around as well, and you manage to get that bounce back, that is phenomenal. In my mind, Dallas is already obviously towards the top of the league. They're a great pick to win this tournament. That bumps them up just a notch higher in my mind, that they can handle that pressure like that.
I mean, that tug of war there that we just saw, those stats so close to each other, it's pretty incredible. So I'm hoping for a really good series on our hands. Let's talk about our game fuel keys to victory. We know the drill here, everybody. We need to talk about them. So let's talk about Dallas Empire first. Miles, game fuel keys to victory for these lads. What have they got to do?
Dallas, without even looking at the keys already yet, Lottie, I'm telling you now, you got to stop Illy. Stop Beezy in those search and destroys. In the last matchup, those Crim and Illy, they underperformed, both of them sitting there in the 0.85. They need to turn on early, slow down Simp after his big series yesterday. And again, when it comes to that search, keep an eye on Beezy. He's very, very dangerous. If they can start the series off very strong, this is a good look for him. Obviously, the search is going to be a tough one, and Dom can seem like a coin flip at times. But Dallas, come out strong, come out swinging, and don't let up the pressure.
Chance, walk me through the game fuel keys to victory for Atlanta FaZe.
I mean, they have a lot of different ways to find that path to victory, but in my mind, this is the 6th time that these two teams have played, and the team that has the better game plan is who's going to come out on top. You can pretty much predict exactly what the map set is going to be, which means Atlanta could have spent all the time in the world being like, all right, here's the maps we want to go against Dallas on. Here's exactly what they do. This is going to be our response. So I think the game plan coming even before the day started is by far the most important factor of this matchup.
Absolutely. Well, gents, it is time right now to go to our predictions, brought to you by Sony's Xperia smartphone. Miles, I'm heading to you first, fella. What are you saying?
I'm actually going to call this one a straight 3-0 for the Dallas Empire. Ooh. I think the maps will be very close. It could be a 250, 249. It could be a 6-5. The Dom could become, within a hair fracture of that one. But at the end of the day, I think Dallas have got the edge in this series. I think they're a stronger team overall. The meta favors them. 3-0 Empire.
Okay, I can get on board with that. I see that. The close games of a 3-0, though. Chance, what are you saying for your prediction?
I'm pretty sure I went the opposite direction. I think I said 3-0 FaZe. And look, I know that they've been getting beat a couple times. They've been 3-0 twice in the past few tournaments. They look down. I don't care. This team still terrifies me since the moment this roster has been formed. I think now that Champs is here, they're going to be back on the grind. They're making sure they're ready to go. And I think FaZe is going to return to that form that they've been in pretty much since day one.
This is the tough one for me to call, gents. I'm gonna try and meet somewhere in the middle of both of you. I'm gonna say it's gonna sway to FaZe, and I'm gonna say 3-2. I think we're gonna go game 5. I'm hoping we do, because I want this to be something pretty spectacular. So we will see, though. We'll leave it up to the players themselves, of course. That was your Sony Xperia predictions. Gents, I think we're pretty much ready to go now into game. I'm really excited to get this one underway. So goodbye.
Lottie, thank you so much. Chance, it's now time to get into this one. We absolutely will be kicking Saturday off with a bang. try to ease the audience into these ones, but there's no chance here. This is going to be a humdinger. This could be a finals in any other home series, and it's going to be a wonderful qualification match here in this group. Again, the winner of this one will be moving onwards to the semi-finals. The loser simply drops down. That's not a problem for them. They'll be facing somebody else in the group. We'll see how that all unfolds later today. But our first map of the series, it is going to be a gun runner hardpoint. Chance, what are your thoughts, sir?
Well, for one, we're going to be seeing a lot of gun runner. It's going to be 3 maps on here, back to back to back. But the way that the layout of the series goes, again, this is the 6th time this year these two teams have played. 3 times they found each other playing against each other on gun runner hardpoint, and right now Dallas is 3-0. So in my mind, this is a must-win for Dallas. They've always had the edge, and of course, FaZe. They know what they're walking into. They knew they would be seeing this map against a team like Empire. They got to be prepared.
This is going to be a bout between these two absolute titans, deities of the scene. And they're mounting your screen there, one of our Astro MVP picks, Shotzzy. How will he start the series off? Pre-positioned himself to catch a couple here as they're going to charge on through the hard point. And this is a nice looking start from Dallas. That's a 4 clean kills. It's only going to be on a BZ. Can Shotzzy make his way forward now and try to flip these spawns early on? Oh my god. He's just hold the line. We're staying on with Shotzzy. What a start from Dallas Empire. No time in the hard point really just yet, but an exciting way to get the series started.
Yeah, you see the ideas coming in straight away of like you just have the trap set up ready for the kills. Unfortunately, really for either team, not a ton of time getting through in the hard point in FaZe. You see that wipe in the feed, and now this is the setup in the rotation that FaZe is going to want to have. You got the spread across the board. You know that no one is going to be able to sit through this front line unless they force it through with the kills, and Hook might be the guy leading that charge.
It is haymaker after haymaker from these teams early on. Still, we will see Illy on that top right-hand side of the minimap trying to make a play here on his own. He's managed to sneak through for just a moment, as you can see the remainder of the Dallas Empire squad now trying to make the break in towards the second hard point. Over we go to Munitions Depot. A difficult hard point to break. Shotzzy's going to find 2. Illy's little subterfuge comes to an end. Nice movement from Shotzzy once again, finding those openings as he gets his way in there. Clayster on the trades. Atlanta still hold. But now we go over to Krim, trying to make his way in through the back. The gunfight goes the way of Major Maniac, and Illy still trading out, and while it may be very closely contested, we are seeing Atlanta take a slight lead here, Chance.
A slight lead and potentially a slight rotation win as well. You see Major Maniac, he was what, at 35 seconds left on the hill. He's swinging all the way around back. He's going to have a gunfight against Shotzzy. And well, the rest of the Dallas Empire, while Crim6 in the hill was doing his best job to get as much contest time as he possibly could. But either way, you're going to have FaZe on this rotation with a fairly comfortable lead early on. A very nice start from the team in red.
Good multitasking, doing what they can to try to contest for the next hard point while still picking up the remainder of second. So far so good. Dallas now are going to make their way over towards minecarts. Clay Shotzzy finding the kills in the kill feed. Now it comes to Crim6. He's going to be first in the hard point. It's a conga line now from Atlanta FaZe. They slip slide on through. Shots go out for Krim. Here comes a smoke just to try to slow the advance. Picking up that hard point time still. As it all goes quiet here in towards the third hard point. Nice shot. Selling him again. Slips his way forward. Shotzzy continues this dominant run. 10 kills thus far to him. Only the 7 deaths. He has been instrumental so far in creating that space for the Dallas Empire and really allowing them to pick up this hardpoint time. And it's a good hold so far here on Minecast.
A very good hold, and honestly a little bit strange from FaZe as well. It seems like they never really were able to get any sort of pressure towards the hill. Maybe in the final 15 seconds they can creep up to the point, but either way, they just weren't even able to get close to the contest time. So you talk about the first 2 hills that FaZe treated pretty nicely. Well, all of a sudden, that is one clean full 60 from the Empire. Immediately turned that game around, and then of course on the rotation battle, well, if you win one hill, you're probably going to lose the next, and you see FaZe, at least the first one's there, but a lot of pressure Empire putting in towards
Getting closer and closer. It's going to come down to a BZ. Last member of FaZe left alive. He tries to find an opening there, but sadly a team name lands. Team Nate. As Priester now making his way in off spawn. Close spawns again for Atlanta FaZe. Dallas, though, have managed to break the hard point seemingly effortlessly. Minimal casualties, as now we see Priester cut down from behind. Simps trying to find something here in the middle of the map, but this is a great looking hold now from the Dallas Empire. Tons of map control right now. Again, looking forward to that left-hand side spawn. Over towards Warehouse, the last hard point of the rotation. And so far, Dallas are looking very, very good here on Gunrunner.
They're doing a fantastic job, and around the hill, they're basically doing it 4v5, because at the start of the hill, Clayster, well, he was playing the safety man, making sure they never lose spawns, never lose the rotation new, and then once he started pushing up towards the hill, Crim6 fell in the slot. Like, this is genuinely team, if you're an Empire fan, you can just stare at the minimap for the better part of the game to get an understanding of how all these maps should be played. Empire are very careful to make sure they play as perfectly as possible constantly, to the point where we go to the setup, and you have 5 arrows bunched up all around. Everybody's got their corner. Everybody knows what slot they need to fill up, and the smokes might make it confusing. FaZe, they gotta try something for the break.
Here we go. Illy's gonna be the first line. FaZe now working their way through the back as quietly as they possibly can. Did Illy catch anything? No. Ears ringing. Now he's toast. That's a very good break there from Atlanta FaZe. Huke now, he got a little late to the party and everything's been drunk. And he's going to try to find something here. No, he will not. That's it. It's a beautiful break there from FaZe. All 5 of them lined up there in the warehouse. A good chunk of time will go their way.
Talk about that slaying battle that we're going to be having throughout this entire series as well. You got Shotzzy. Well, he's 17 kills to his name, leading the lobby. One of those potential MVPs, and then Simp and Abizi on the flip side are doing their best job to at least catch up to him. 14 for Simp, 15 for Abizi, and frankly, a pretty close game, which obviously we expected. And now one of those things about the minimap, Empire, you know, always going to be doing the right things, taking their time, clearing out the back. And Illy, you expect him to check his corners. He does. He takes down the lone man, trying to make the play for FaZe.
He didn't even need to. Clayster threw that stun from the back of P2. That was a wonderful bit of teamwork there from Dallas Empire. Again, early rotation. They managed to make their way across map immediately. And as we battle for the next one, I mean, look at number 8. Simp is on a long, very scenic route around the back, and he's done it. He's actually got spawns for his squad. Atlanta FaZe have set themselves up for greatness here. If they can find a little bit of time here on this hardpoint, Illy, he may think he's got something to work with, but now he's in behind the Atlanta FaZe ranks. Possibility now to cause a little bit of damage, and this has been a great hold up front as Dallas are doing what they can to just find a little bit of time here or there. Illy gets cut down, but still Dallas Empire flooding in through, trying to break spawns for a second. Selling him up screen, trying to find again what he can here. Oh, Shotzi's movement's good, but the shots of Celium are a little bit stronger, and another for Cell if he can find it. No, the crossfire comes through. The spawns flip again. Dallas will have control of the next hardpoint.
And it's a very strong recovery as well. As soon as you lose those spawns for P2, you start to panic. We're watching Illy fall and chase kills, and, well, you think it doesn't pan out, but then by the time the hill pops, Empire again basically get the full setup that they want, where they are just spread all the way across the board. Clay posted up in the power position. He knows when his teammates are getting kills on one side, turn to the next. There you go. The clean 5 feed, nothing but M4s until Shotzzy shows up. This has been a destructive P2 so far.
How longer can it go though, Chance? There's Illy. Nice nades up the top. He's going to slow these players down. I mean, this is just a kill box right now, and Illy's getting right into the mix. Major Maniac still able to keep one going. Crim now, he brings his M4 to the gunfight. And a quick reload later, he's in smoke. In and out he goes. Simp, though, a little too hot on the trigger, as this is the final push we're probably going to be seeing on this hardpoint. The rotations have already gone down, and that's going to be it. The last break, a 13-second consolation prize, now goes the way of Atlanta FaZe. Keep trying to slow these players down through the middle, Chance, but Dallas have made their way across once again. The gunfight is now being fought for that top left-hand portion of the map. These players will trade out as they try to take control of the mine entrance.
And great nades as well to make sure you take down Abizi. You see FaZe trying to get themselves wrapped around back and maybe have a pinch being set up. And Major Mac, the lone player on one side, while all the pressure coming in from the train carts, and maybe just enough to get it done. The trophy's not good enough. You're able to force him out of the hill. Now Priesta set up inside, and, well, his job, frankly, is just to stay alive.
Stay alive for now. Nice shots himself. Making his way forward. This is a good start from FaZe on this hardpoint. They're going to keep this time going. They can pull themselves right back into this one. This hardpoint is far from over. Dallas trying to make the break. Maybe 1 or 2 shots left of this before they have to take their attention towards next. Crossfire again. This position, Chance, is just an absolute bloodbath right now. Major Maniac doing what he can to stay alive. We saw his exceptional performances yesterday in the Search and Destroys, and now he's trying to bring the thunder here in the respawns. No one really on FaZe picking up too many kills. It's more the kills department for Dallas Empire. 24-23 for Shotzzy, and that 21 kills of Crim6 as well, trying to keep the squad ahead of the game. Shotzzy with an elite snap there as we go over towards the cargo containers.
Oh man, has straight beams. That is going to be tough to slow him down, and frankly, he does not have slow in his heart. It took 2 to make sure you get dropped, and honestly, a very strong setup you got for FaZe right now, right? You got Simp that's pushed up aggressively, already on that little oil barrel type deal, and Clayster, well, he has to take his sweet time to make the approach, but you see the teamwork is there. Clay put shots down on one, his teammates get the rest of the kills, and now Hook is inside the hill where he likes to be, disrupting the control that FaZe once had.
The tip of the spear, and now it falls to Clay. Can't quite get it done as aBeZy wins another big fight. They're on point. Here come the reinforcements from Empire. Still trying to find these kills there. Clay makes a long, slow walk up through Forest. But again, the remaining 20 seconds is hard point. They arguably will be going to Atlanta FaZe, but it's going to be the full 60 that you'll be looking forward to for Dallas Empire. They've again got full warehouse control, that left-hand side of the map, as they're gearing up now for the push. Shotzzy being that disruptor, being that sort of recon position forward. If you can slow down the push now from Atlanta FaZe, try to catch these players out, force them back onto spawn, gives his teammates a lot of time to work with. And here we go, Chance. Shipping warehouse is now open for business. Dallas in there first.
Yeah, last time you had Dallas that basically turned it up around the hill. This time you got a little bit more pressure, a little bit outside the point. Shotzzy, of course, leading that charge. Wins the first gunfight. The second, yes, he does get killed, but he tagged the player up. So when you push in, this is easy kills for Illy and Clayster to get. Of course, someone's still dancing around for FaZe inside. They're trying to make that flood. And frankly, we're going to have ourselves a tie game. 2-11, 2-11. It is going to come down to the wire.
I mean, look at the positioning right now from Dallas as aBeZy may find 3 as he screams onto the point for the next 20 seconds. The positioning from Dallas put so much crossfire in that point. I mean, no one's getting into the hard point without a bullet or 2 as a souvenir. Over we go now back to the center. The final 12, now 10, going the way of FaZe. And number 9 has already made his way back there. It's going to be Priester. It looks like Clayster may have an idea he's back there, but Priester, if he can find himself in a decent position, the timing here, there's the crossfire. Clay's going to get it done. He's going to clean up the back. That could be a brilliant, maybe even game-winning move right now from Empire.
Yeah, the issue is for Empire, of course, FaZe can just win it here, right? 15 seconds on P1. It's not the easiest thing, but it is very manageable. So Empire, they have to be aggressive on the point. Yes, you can't lose spawns, but you can't lose the game either. Couple trophies out for Crim, and well, maybe Illy, the man in the power position, watching the cross, and FaZe, you just ring the bell, immediately throw the smoke. Power position is useless.
He's down on point. 30 seconds remaining. We can still see Atlanta FaZe pick up the win here as Illy trying to get on point. He's got to slow him down. That nade's not going to help. The crossfire comes through. FaZe 10 now for the win. Shotzzy, you've got to go big. Make the slide straight onto the point. The crossfire comes through. Dallas, the reinforcements are not going to be there in time. 5 seconds for the win now as aBeZy, he's going to be up next as one gunfight at a time is all you need to do for FaZe. No one's there to get it. The bodies are all over the point. Atlanta FaZe, they take map number 1.
With a very hot start, a very clinical game towards the end, and quite a few very big moments to make it happen. And frankly, impressive on their own because they had to deal with Shotzzy the entire time, who was frying from the first break. But either way, you had a couple big hills, right? Obviously, the smoke that blocks off Illy's line of sight when he was watching the cross for 4 players is huge. That buys you so much map clearance and so much map pressure over towards the hill. And then you had the boxes hill, the P4, like over the rotation past crates. Twice Empire was able to get the full setup. FaZe, though, they broke it both times within 30 seconds. You strip away that money hill, you don't let them get a full 60 2 separate times, you're gonna be good to win the game.
Whew. Good start to the series, mate. We knew it was going to be a banger, but now we go into the search. Before we get up to that one, and again, for anyone who's wondering, the overview of the series is Gunrunner, Gunrunner, Gunrunner. So it's going to be no massive surprises, no major changes, no differences in scenery whatsoever. But let's have a look at the Air Force Quickscope there. Again, brought to you by the US Air Force, the Quickscope. As this caster is way too excited for this series, and as we look at the matches overall, it's very, very closely contested between these two teams. Again, this is arguably the 1 and 2 in the league right now by a decent stretch. You know, we've got the likes of the Mutineers right now who are still very, very strong, but with the Rita meta shift chance, I still think that Dallas have got this major edge now over everyone else. While the pack is very tight at the top, Dallas still seem to be the clear cut for me.
I mean, that's one of those sayings that, like, it may be true, but there's 3 teams, they hear that and they just chuckle to themselves like, oh, Empire has the edge. FaZe, Chicago, and Florida are like, all right, like, we'll get ours in the rest of this tournament. We'll get that bounce back. And of course, FaZe might be able to do it straight away, but the Gunrunner 3 times in a row, the reason that's so interesting is because, like, for map 2, everyone and their mother knows at this point that FaZe is electric on this map. Selim has the kill record on it. aBeZy lives for the first bloods. And of course, Empire isn't too shabby either. But if you're down 0-1 in the series, and now for Empire, you have to go against FaZe on one of their best maps, it's a very tough situation because, yes, Dallas Empire have already proved they can make reverse sweeps. Being out down 0-2 is an issue, but still, you don't want to have to go into a series just trying to dig yourself out of a hole, so they need to pull up something special here on Gunner and
S&D. It would have been nice if they managed to win that first map, not only for this caster's bad Sony Xperia prediction, but now to put themselves in a tougher spot, they don't have to go for the full reverse sweep because that is going to be a tough one to win against FaZe. This should be a brilliant search and destroy coming up next. I hope you're very, very comfortable indeed. Gunner and a search coming up in just a moment. But let's set the clock back a little bit now, Chance. I mean, that player on the top side of the screen, Crim6, he had a brilliant day yesterday. He was a real standout for the Dallas Empire in getting them their win. Now, not an easy squad to pick up a victory against, let's face it, the Atlanta FaZe. I mean, this is some very, very fast assault rifle players. I mean, Crim6, he's an absolute staple of the M4. He's a real solid AR. I mean, is he going to be able to handle it as much against the players on FaZe? They're so much quicker than most in the league.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's the question, isn't it, right? So, like, Game 2 S&D, let's look at their S&D records head-to-head, because they've played each other, at least in Search, 7 different times, because they've played each other. This is the 6th time this year. Crim's S&D KD, 0.63, which is not the best, not ideal, and then just for argument's sake, Simps is a 1.8 just purely in the head-to-head. So you talked about maybe struggling a little bit against the faster ARs of FaZe. Yeah, I would agree. 0.63 in Search ain't gonna cut it. It's not like it's that small of a sample size, and if you're going against a team on one of their best maps, again, it comes down to that game planning. You have to know exactly what everyone's going to do. Crim needs to be on point.
Astro social soundboard on screen there. It's from Hastro, and he says, I let Crim borrow my personal jersey today. Dude, put some respect on my name.
Oh, dear.
Oh, here we go. Hastro again. He's taken a little bit of a career change from his position at Envy, but we wish him all the best. We hope he's loving life right now, and we hope he's enjoying the show as Dallas looking to bounce back here in the search and destroy for Atlanta FaZe. I mean, you got to be feeling comfortable, Chance. I mean, you just managed to steal a gun runner hardpoint from Dallas. You're putting yourselves up in a great position to now go 2-0 in the series. And when it comes down to, again, a gun runner on domination for map number 3, this could spell doom for Dallas. They really do want to find a win here. You don't want to let it come down to a close match on Dom, which, let's face it, we've seen some incredible comebacks on domination as a game mode throughout the year. It has slowly evolved. It has slowly progressed. Towards the beginning, it was usually quite open and shut. Now we're getting these closer games as everyone starts to really figure out how to play the game type, but still a little bit of a coin toss for me, mate. You know what I mean? Still kind of like, who's going to win it? We'll see.
So I'll agree with the coin toss concept, just because like FaZe hasn't looked as good as they have like in the past. Like they've been getting beat 3-0 by Chicago. They got beat by Florida 3-0, I think, as well. So they've been getting beat more than they have in the past. But in the direct head-to-head, FaZe is 4-1 against Dallas. They have a clear-cut advantage pretty much in every single game mode. I think it was the hard points were tied with each other at 4-4. S&D, Atlanta's won 5 of them, only lost 2. And in the dominations, FaZe has won 4 of them, only lost 1. So everything is sort of stacked in FaZe's favor, at least statistically in that regard. And then you go map specific. It was a 3-0 for Dallas. Like 3 times they've beaten them on gunner and a hard point. That didn't work out. FaZe just towed them up. And for the next 4 maps in a row, FaZe has a winning record on this specific maps we're seeing for the rest of this series. So, I mean, again, Empire, we know they can dig themselves out of a hole, but this is a very comfortable spot for FaZe to be in.
It's not an easy hole to get themselves out of. Again, for FaZe, yeah, you're right. It's comfortable more than anything. We're having a quick server swap as Clayster takes a short break. We'll get ourselves into this game as soon as we possibly can. And again, yeah, for FaZe, comfort is going to be key right now, getting themselves into this one. And I was just thinking about those rosters charts. Like when you think of the Dallas Empire roster, like very diverse, like older players, younger players. For Atlanta FaZe, like across the board, this is a very, very young squad. This is a very hungry squad. Again, we may have world champions on that team, players who have won some fantastic tournaments in their time, but they're still relatively young. And that was one of the greatest questions I had coming forward was, are these youngsters going to be able to keep their cool when there's no sort of veterans on the team? And so far, it looks absolutely fine. That top 5 overall KD from day 1, a 1.68 overall for Sim.
Yeah, Simp and Abizi have just been going crazy this year. Selling too. I mean, again, FaZe number 1 in the standings. Obviously, their stats are going to be good. But even specifically in this head-to-head match, you want to talk about Search and Destroy in First Bloods. We're used to Abizi being the king in that regard. But in this matchup, it's Simp. He's got 12 First Bloods, and then you got Abizi and Priesta that are tied at 10 apiece, purely against Dallas. The highest amount of First Bloods in Search and Destroy for the side of Dallas, it's 6, and it's Clayster and Shotzi. So it is just a clear-cut advantage across the board for FaZe, who have gotten 39 First Bloods compared to Dallas's 24 in this matchup. So again, it comes out of that game plan. Dallas needs to have something figured out.
Well, we'll find out in just a moment as the game is now underway. We have begun. Gun Runner, Search and Destroy, map number 2 of this very exciting series between Dallas and Atlanta. As we get into this one now, Chance, I mean, a very favorable pick, again, for those who have just joined us, a very, very favorable pick for Atlanta FaZe. And Dallas now 1-0 down in the series. This is a must-win to really force that reverse sweep to see if they can remain with us a decent fighting chance going forward. Again, we know Dallas can pull the reverse sweeps off, but not against a squad like FaZe. You don't really want to have to do that, let's be honest. Right, let's get into this one, my friend.
Get into and see what Dallas has cooked up. He actually has smokes just around green, and Hook already. You talk about First Blood being important. That was a free and easy kill for Major Maniac as FaZe triple stacked that B site.
Yeah, so a little bit of presence there from Dallas in towards B. Priest is going to slow this one right down, and Abizi, the assassin, makes his way in through the very quiet backside of the showers there. There's the creak of the door. Shotzi's heckles are up. Oh, Priest now trying to reposition. Crim's trying to cover the bomb site, and that's a good bit of timing from Priest. A lovely shots onto the first. Crossfire comes through as Illy gets the immediate trades, and back and forth we go. Illy puts the muzzle right into Major Maniac to get the kill there, and now Clayster's last player. Seconds on the bomb. A beautiful shot there to stay alive. Clay needs to go for the defuse. Get an eye on it. Can he do just that? 20 seconds. What'll it be? Gonna keep that player off the bomb. There's the jump. Clay's gonna win the 1v1. And Dallas Empire draw first blood.
Old versus new, and Clay hits him with a veteran movement. Just a nice little strat, but again, that is Major Maniac getting a free first blood. Clay finds himself in a 1v3. FaZe literally just did everything right, and then Clay gets the clutch. He gets the trade out for the 1v2, takes down Simp off the heady, and plays the 1v1 perfectly. And I will say a big part of that is, of course, where they just planted the bomb from. If Illy plants on the other side, Salim's going to get that defuse every single time. That would be a free and easy round for him. Just because it was on the left side, made Clay's job that much easier.
We go, Abizi. First blood. He wants it. He's really wants it. He's not going to get it, though, as Dallas make the read. Illy's going to take that from him, find that first. Will he find some love in towards A? Shotzi now tries to make his way forward. Illy finds his second. Stop the round. Lovely bit of work from him. Simp now trying to battle for that mid-map control, as Dallas are able to pull their forces back in that tactical retreat. Turtle up for the moment. Trying to wait for Atlanta now to poke forward and make that mistake. So you Priest that. Nice timing. Able to get the second, not just yet. And again, this is from Dallas. Is not what they wanted. Now they've pinched. Is developing for Atlanta FaZe. It's going to be a 3-on-1 situation. Hugh's going to be fighting with what he can, with that bomb going down now at B, and there's one player in towards A as well, so it's 1-1 split from Atlanta FaZe. This may just come back to bite them. Hugh now with dead silence. Hugh with dead silence! No, and he's running around with a knife out, and it's going to be a FaZe round 1-1.
And why would Priesta be there, right? If you're Hook, you're thinking, like, I know he was in the back of my spawn somewhere. Maybe the door opening helped him out, or maybe it juked him out of his mind. Priesta, you talk about the great read. I don't even know how he knew the Hook was going to be there, but hey, he got the timing down. He gets the kill, and that is honestly a very important round for FaZe to get, because that could have been two different situations where they end up losing the 1v2 towards the end, but make sure you get that bounce back. I would go back to that first blood battle.
And just like that, back to the battle. Such a tough round, man. It goes either way. Like, if Priest is there and towards B, like, it could have been the play from Hugh. Still, one member of the bomb is going to be Shotzi. He's managed to get over there towards B. Mid-map's looking a little dangerous right now. Stun goes up. That's going to be surely enough information to make a push. Bomb goes down. Shotzi dead silence out. Oh, he finds the cheeks of Priesta, but Priesta's going to get it. Just poking in through the crack there. As Clay finds another one. Trying to just push this one by one as these kills start to come forward. Hugh with a nice one onto a Beezy. Now you have 25 seconds to get the defuse. Still trying to make his way through the back. Lovely work onto Illy there. Trying to open up as many avenues here of attack. Cell goes down. Major Maniac finds a kill. Now it's a 2 versus 2. Major Maniac, he finds a big win there. Clayster in the 2 versus 1. Great positioning from Clay. The shots are there. Is it able to get the kill? There's going to be another member of Atlanta behind him. And it may have just been enough. Is it? Oh my word! Clay could not get it done, and Atlanta, by the skin of their teeth, get the bomb defuse.
Oh, yeah, Clay choked it pretty bad. That is the perfect play call, honestly, from him laying down. He could hear the player sliding around mid-map, but then that is the pull that saves Major Maniac's life. Clay did not quite have the angle. And then talk about the read from Major Maniac, by the way. There was one play for him to make. There's 8 seconds on the clock. He's getting shot by Clay. You think he's dead to rights, but he says, hey, I have to try anyway. I have to hope for the one specific situation where Clay just somehow doesn't connect with the bullets. He got the situation. He got the round win.
Oh, man. Once again, Major Maniac, search and destroy prowess. He only have 4 kills. He's got himself 2 first bloods and that round under his belt so far. Priester with 7 kills. Also starting to look a little furious. We gave all the love to Abizi, but for yesterday's performance, Illy with a nice nade. No tags, no nothing. Simps actually pulled a sniper out, so the HDR in the backside of the map is going to be doing what it can. Illy, he found just a ton of FaZe faces. Doesn't manage to get much out of it, but he's opening up the play now for his teammates to try to catch some angles. Vaselium making his way in towards that B-bomb, and Illy is still bringing the fight to FaZe. He has not relinquished the pressure. He's taken a lot of hits, he's given them back, but he's just trying to keep this part of the map all Dallas for now. Priester once again hits the flank. That's where he's finding all those kills, an 1/8 of the map so far. Illy's going to be the last player left alive, and man, it was a valiant effort, but FaZe are going to take that one. 3-1 overall.
Yeah, and Priest is just having an easy go of it at this point, right? It seems like every single round except for one, I think FaZe has been able to connect with the first bloods. Major Maniac has 2 of them, and they're able to open up the map in such a way that Priest is just getting off these free flanks, where he's just taking his sweet time, going all the way back around through like the train area, and just finding these effectively free kills. And if you're allowing Priest to do whatever he wants, that is not an ideal situation to be in. And frankly, down 3-1, and Crim6, by the way, the man with the .63 in this head-to-head, at least in Search and Destroy, has yet to find a kill.
Plenty of time for Crim to get involved. What do we have for breakfast today? Maybe we're slowing him down. And towards B we go, slowly but surely. Again, you're going to see plenty of B on gun run at Search and Destroy on the offensive rounds. Clay's trying to watch that flank. Hopefully catch one of the FaZe members trying to get a little too eager, but here we go. Priester watching through middle. Hugh and Illy slowly but surely make their way up. Shotzzy will get that bomb down. There's the slip slide. Priester, he may have just gotten past. I think Shotzzy got through despite the kill. Priester finds number 9. Hugh now trying to find his way through mid. Can he catch any of these players? Again, just trying to get on top of the bomb. Shotzzy gets another. There's the timing. The tags are there from Hugh, but not able to get the kill. Shotzzy will pick up the assist. There's a lovely bit of work now from Dallas. This is a solid defense, and Clay slow to the fight, but he's going to get involved a little late. Better late than never. Crim gets his first kill, and back and forth we go. 2v1. Simp. 14 seconds to get the kills and the bomb. This is going to be a real tough ask, even for Simp, who may win the fight. And Dallas, they bounce back 2-3.
And shout out Krim, by the way, picked up at least 3 kills. I think it was that round. He gets the final stamp as well. And that is also, I believe, the 3rd time that Dallas has been able to get that bomb plant over on the left side of the bomb. And then I think the issue had the previous round was Shotzzy just got picked when he slides into showers. This time, not only does he find 2 kills, but also the setup from Clay and Krim towards the back of the map with the ARs. They're the safety net. The bomb is planted in a spot that is incredibly easy to check from 18 different spots. And as long as you waste enough time, the round is always going to be free for Empire.
FaZe, a hyper-aggressive start to this one. They have just surged across Forest. 2 kills go their way. Once again, Abizi with that first blood, but not really too much more after that. Hugh out from the smoke he goes, and what a nade! As shots come through, and Shotzzy finds the kill. So with that, an open bomb site now. Shotzzy's the last player left there. Can he hold the line against the 2 players from FaZe now pushing forward in this 3 versus 3? Hugh. Dead silence there throughout mid. Major Maniac just trying to find something, trying to find the opening. Dallas on the defense. 2 members sort of deeper in towards that bomb site. Huke's trying to watch mid. Priest's dead silence play could be it. Here he goes on the hunt. Can he find another on the flank? He may have just seen a gun barrel. There's going to be the first shots. He goes down. There's a player behind him, but he may have just done the damage to try to get that bomb with 30 seconds left. He has to retrieve it and go for the arm. Play in the front lines, trying to check the bomb site, finds the first kill. 20 seconds now remaining. Major Maniac does retrieve it. Is it going to be the 1v1? And that's a big win from FaZe. It got a little out of hand there towards the end, but the retrieval and the flanks from Priest come through. 4-2 now. This is a fun one, Chance.
And they just don't have the angles. Like, that play got developed for so long, and FaZe is like, all right, we're going to post up back forest. Priest, as soon as you get dead silence, make a play. That's the 3rd time we've seen him flank. He goes through vents or goes through trackside every single time. Clay, I thought he had the perfect angle to see his feet, like, under one of the train carts, but then he ends up just getting the free kill on Crim, shoots him in the side, and that's just it's a failure in the setup. You keep giving Priest a hole to find, and maybe for this news, good news is, well, Clay makes up for it with the first blood, but quite a few tough situations the Empire found themselves in.
Selly in this great position. We've seen him time and time again pick up kills from the spot. Shots trying to make his way forward. The M4 of Major Maniac's going to drive him back. We're committing to this play from Dallas. The bomb's repositioning those shots. He's maybe making his way towards A. A nice pick on a Priester there. That basically tells you now the flank is going to be safe for quite some time. And Shotzzy with that. Lovely bit of covering fire there from Crim 6. Cellium wins the gunfight up close. Shotzzy on the immediate trade back. The bomb's going to go down. Major Maniac in a 1 versus 3. Beautiful shots nonetheless, but Crim with a perfect angle there. Dallas, they return serve.
And that's the kind of round that I think can make Rambo Ray just shed a single tear. Much more calculated, much more calm. Again, we talked about the game plan of how important these first bloods are going to be in this map. Crim finds it, and then what happens? You got the Empire, they post up and they sit and wait in their spawn. They make sure they have every angle covered. And in the 4v5, FaZe felt the pressure. They tried to make a play, and then they just got picked apart one by one. The trade's on point. First blood was on point. Empire, they still a fight in them.
Nades up, smokes up for Priester. Major Maniac trying to catch these players through mid, and no one's going to be overextending so far from Empire. Illy on that back position. Great angle, just to be able to catch those players in green. Huke wins a big one against Cellium there in Forest. That's the bomb down. You now have to see someone come for the retrieval, and it's going to be Sim. Definitely saw a little bit of Empire there, but Crim once again with those brilliant shots at range, and another set of tags. Empire. 2 kills already and a ton of map control, now with awareness of the bomb. And Major Maniac still in this position by brick wall. Can he find anything? And Chance, so far, I mean, this is a difficult round for a comeback here from Atlanta.
Yeah, and you got Priesta again on the flank, and Clay cannot find a single angle to help his team out. Priesta again, the moneymaker, 12 kills to his name.
He's going to try to find another hero on Clay, and again, he may be a little too fast for his own good at this point in time. Clay patiently, slowly finds himself another great win. Now Abizi in a 1 versus 4. This is to tie up the search. A big win. 15 seconds to find himself 3 kills. And he may just want to sit this one out. Let the regen come through. He's a testament to his skill at this point. But the shots aren't going to be there. Dallas Empire tie things up 4-4. They're going the distance, man.
And I'll say, dude, that round cracked me up so much because obviously Empire did a ton of things right, but it was literally, let's quad stack B because FaZe has been aggressive over there before. Let's make sure we get the first bloods. And then Clay's sole job was to watch the flank. He goes and posts up on the stairs in the back, and Priestess still finds the one angle where he can get through to shoot Crim in the back again. Crim is probably furious, but hey, you're still tied 4-4. The bounce back, I'm sure, is obviously still available.
What a run this will be if Dallas can find any more. And Huke speeds his way to the front lines, and he is well involved. Sadly, the kill's going to be there from Cellium. A nice nade. As Shotzzy now has his position with that bomb. Will we see Dallas still commit towards B? Sim with a nice pick onto Illy. Lovely bit of work. In and out with that dead silence. Oh, what a turn that was on a Clayster. That was disgusting. 2 members of Dallas Empire left now, scratching their heads. Crim's going to try and hold that line by Forest. Shotzzy still with the bomb here, and if he can hit the plant, I mean, you can hope for a couple of kills. This is a nice bit of work again from Shotzzy. Movement on point. He's making a lot of noise. He's got no idea where these players are. He's checking absolutely everything possible. But Celium, motionless, stillless. Simp finds one. And potentially now his 4th kill of the round in this 1v1. Shotzzy in a world of trouble. The bomb may have gone down, but that was a clinical round from FaZe. Plenty of time now. Chance to go for the defuse as everyone's going to let their dead silence wear out. Get those field upgrades back. Again, viewers, cast your eyes to the top right-hand side of the screen. We're watching Celium's dead silence now rebuild, so we can go into the next round with as much of that as possible. Priester may be dead, but at 92, I mean, this is a good round from FaZe, man. They're going to go into the next one with a lot of field upgrades to work with. That is dead silence across the board. Map point.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff around the way. And like, sometimes the players may run into issues where they accidentally mute their mics and it makes comms a lot more difficult. Sometimes casters have the same problem.
Oh no! Really?
That would be my fault. I'm not casting in my bedroom or whatever it is, by myself. But either way, First Blood's on point. Simp is pulling out the boomstick. He's feeling confident after what he did to his former teammate in the previous round. And FaZe again, giving a different look, having a new opportunity to try to find a new way to get those First Bloods. By the way, 5-man stack on the B site for Empire.
Yeah, this is a great turn of events now for FaZe. Adaptation with the snipe. They've got so many dead silence to work with. Sim, man, he's tweaking. Good shot, not quite enough to get it done. Now he's going to reposition. Heavy stack towards B. You called it. If you can find an opening with a snipe, that'd be ideal. And again, just to catch Shotzzy in that cargo container position would be a big opener here. Is Crim. He's found 7 kills with that M4 so far. Trophy's going to save the day. As here comes the push. Illy finds the first blood on a Priester. Celium's repositioned with that snipe. There are the tags. Bomb has gone down in a very bad position right now for Atlanta FaZe. Still trying to make that slow approach steady as they go. Cell with an exchange of gunfire there with Crim. Major Maniac will manage to retrieve it from that position. There's the tag. Sim's gone down. Illy finds his 2nd of the round. Illy now finds number 3. Oh no, it's going to be Shotzzy. It's another bounce as Illy keeps the kills going, and Dallas Empire, they're pushing this one the distance. 5-5, round 11. Here we go.
It all comes down to this, the back and forth, the clutches that we've seen, some world stars from Simp, some plays from Clay, and of course Priest flanks have been on point. I didn't keep track of the kills. I do not know who has offense. It looks like FaZe is going to take that role, and while we've seen them struggle at times, only the rounds where they have had success on offense pretty much is when Priesta is making those plays on the flank. We've seen him do it at least 3 times already, really just for the Empire, and it's going to be Clay's job again. They need to make sure they shut it down, or maybe the good news actually, Priesta has the bomb.
Beezy once again in a tough situation. He's trying to do what he can, making his way forward. Only 3 kills for Beezy. It's been a very slow gun runner search for him. Priesta with that bomb. Steady as she goes now for Dallas Empire. Just repeat what you did in the last round and things are looking good. It's still going to be a B stack now for FaZe on the offense, and here we go. They're just going to be marching forward. It's a march and shoot. There's the angles. Priest is going to get the first. The crossfire comes through. No kill though. Priester will live. The nade's going to be there from Hugh. Eventually does get the kill. Already on the flank is going to be Simp, but BZ now trying to fight for some mid-map control. Simp versus Hugh on the other side of the map. The bomb's still down in the middle. Illy will be fallen. Crim now trying to bounce back. They can slow peek, so tense. Doesn't want to give himself up.
By the way, it's the flank coming in. You're just going to have a BZ. If not winning the gunfights up front, you're going to have Simp in the back. The setup is here. The 4-man spread. Salim with the kill, and Hook all of a sudden in the 1v4. The flank has gotten them every single time, and the Gunny at the end to seal the deal. Round 11 by way of FaZe. 2-0 up by way of FaZe.
FaZe, man. I thought this was going the other way. I really believe Dallas had her first hard point, and that round 11. FaZe. I just have to say, Chance, good calls, mate. 3-0 on the FaZe pick. You could be right, but the series is not over just yet, and I may have jinxed it as close as the series could have been. I was just on the wrong side of history at this point in time. Atlanta FaZe 2-0 in this one. As you can see it all on Clay's face, it's close. It's incredibly tight, but it is still no cigar for Dallas Empire. Now the domination chance. Staying on Gunrunner. I mean, where do you put these two teams now?
FaZe 3-0. I mean, again, the S&D, they've had a clear-cut advantage. Obviously, that advantage is a round 11 by the skin of your teeth. You need someone to be the playmaker in seemingly every single round, but they got the job done. We go into a gunrunner dom. These teams have played each other twice. I think one time FaZe beat them by about 70. The next time they beat them by about 30. So I'm feeling good about my FaZe pick, but of course, for the Empire, they were literally in a spot like this yesterday, and they pulled off the reverse sweep. By no means can we count them out.
Where's our US Army tactical play? This is going to be from round 3. One of the many exciting diffusers we've had, as close as they could possibly come for Atlanta FaZe, Johnson. I mean, it really was an absolute bout between these two in the search.
Yeah, like this is the perfect round to highlight, just to give you an idea of how close every single situation was. Of like, Major Maniac has to commit to the bomb because he doesn't have time, even though it's one shot, and that is the difference that a bullet or two could have made. That could have been the swing round, and frankly, there was maybe 7 different rounds that could have been the swing round to get Empire the win. But hey, they didn't get the job done. Clutch by way of FaZe.
Could not have been a closer finish there, but that is that. Clutch by way of FaZe. Now it is time for our game 3. The potential for a 3-0 here for FaZe, tremendous. For Dallas, another reverse sweep on the cards, very, very possible. When we return, the exciting conclusion of this series. Don't go anywhere.
Major Maniac with the play. What a play from Sip. Celium goes huge. Abeezy! Lightning strikes twice. What an individual play from Priest.
Is brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile. Stay connected to what matters most with the best value in wireless.
Dude, Illy was talking, he's like, oh, you got fined $2,000? Oh, that's nothing. And I'm like, what, dude?
What?
How rich are you guys now, man?
Wow,
like, come on,
dude.
$2,000, man? Like, that's a lot of money, dude. Like, man, I was ecstatic when we got a $500 a month contract from Complexity back in the day, okay?
What's going on, everybody? TP here, bringing you the next episode of The Barracks, brought to you by Metro by T-Mobile, the #1 brand in prepaid. In this episode, we are going one-on-one with Clayster from the Dallas Empire.
No one from London can even touch the hill. Clay's AR has just been a turret.
We cover a bunch of different topics within the Call of Duty League, meta changes, reminiscing on our past history on complexity, the Dynasty run. It's a lot of fun. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next episode of The Barracks.
That was a sneak peek at our latest episode of The Barracks, presented by Metro by T-Mobile. Clayster and TP reminisce about the old complexity days and the evolution of professional COD. Check out the full episode on the CDL YouTube channel. You're already on it, friends. Click that little notification bell. Don't miss a single piece of content that the beautiful team at CDL here pump out day in, day out. But speaking of pumping, it's now time to get into map number 3. Chance, this is a good call. I think you came at me with some stats there in the break. We're about to dive straight into this one. Dallas Empire versus Atlanta FaZe. This is match point for Atlanta. However, this is a good map for Dallas.
It is a good map for Dallas, right? 7-4 on it. They're not shy of those Gunrunner Doms, and obviously they played it twice in a row. They know the layout of the map very well, and they have to be on point with the angles because FaZe, again, all those flanks coming in, all those different routes that they took are very tough to manage. But on the same note, as good of a map as it is for the Empire, much better map for FaZe. Like, instead of 7-4, they're 6-1 on. They played Dallas on this map twice. They beat them both times. Once by 70 points, the next time by about 30. So again, FaZe is in a very comfortable spot within the series.
Not a bad look. Now we're going to watch Simp off the break as he charges his way forward, again rocking his CDL 2020 Champs pack. I mean, what a plug that is, man. And who better to wear it than a world champion? Into B we go. And oh boy, Dallas are like, we're coming for A. We're all coming. Priester didn't know what hit him. Shots, he's already made his way onto the point. What a kill that was. Oh boy, Dallas Empire have just pulled the rug out from under FaZe. FaZe are like, yeah, we're in trouble. We've lost A. They got C as well. We've now flipped. Okay, what are we going to do here? If Clay can win his fight on the other side of the map, this could get... Oh, he did. This could get ugly very quick.
And that's hysterical as well. Clay has seen Priest flank from those like deep angles so many times. He was fully prepared, but the AC holds right now. So far, so good. And FaZe not really picking where to put their pressure. They're kind of going for the split. Now they have a fair bit of clearance over towards C, but frankly, you saw how much they were taking their time to make it happen because they know Clay is nearby. And while they're doing this, now Dallas can attack the B flag.
Dallas now fangs bared. They are charging forward. That was a great opener. I'd love to hear how things are going so far. Time for an Astro Gaming listen in with Dallas Empire.
He's locker side, locker side.
Lockers and so.
I'm going D4.
There's two there. They don't have nerve control yet. They do not have nerve control.
One's weak.
Alright, get kills mid and then cut.
Yeah, I'm D4,
Trophy on
White side. White and then deep minecart.
On green alley, Sam, one shot. Oh my god, green alley, one shot.
White still dead.
Green alley, one bullet.
One's still
green. Nice, that was him.
Deep on
Green.
Last guy, one's on B.
Go for B, you gotta go big on A.
One's controlling.
Front green, one bullet. Green alley, in rock.
Green
rock, they're hitting it.
Green alley, go, somebody go to the back.
We're getting
gonna go
I didn't hit anybody, green alley.
Yo, 2B.
I got
2B.
One shot, that kid's one shot on it.
One more B.
It was
green.
Only nerd. One got nerd. And on B.
I need nerd.
Nerd and on B. There's two on B.
I'm gonna go see. You guys go B.
Yeah.
Kill him off of it.
Well, two there. Sell to the right, one locker. Sell to the right corner, one locker.
Wait for me.
Right corner, one shot.
dead.
Lockers.
Lockers hit
on my
by
cart.
Yo, he's on the mic. I'm one shot. Max blue. Yo, white.
White. One shot controlling.
On my cart.
Go.
I have white.
One shot controlling.
I'm going
One ran back.
How about Simp?
Where'd he go? White.
Lockers on bullet.
Lockers dead. Weak. Their card.
One shot on B, one bullet.
Drop it.
One boxes, guys.
One shot on B.
He's on me.
Yo, start working C.
Yeah, I am.
Working towards C.
Chance, it is such a war of attrition on that B flag, and FaZe have just managed to come out on top. Celium sitting at 10-5. What a start from the young man.
A fantastic start, but of course, over towards that A flag, you see Clay, as soon as his teammates spawn up across the map, he knows he has to play his life, but frankly, FaZe, they are hunting him down. They knew exactly what the situation was. That is phenomenal recognition out of the young team. Veteran communication must be coming out of that squad.
Still FaZe, great map control right now. Still looking to see something happen from Buke. He's trying to still push on through that locker side of the map, the very, very top side, waiting for the reinforcements to show up, and it's a decent set of gunfights going their way. Crim's now keeping Simp at bay with the M4. Up over the top, Simp goes straight into an early grave. Nice work again from Dallas, but the scoreline starting to move a little fast for them at this point in time. A wonderful 2 kills from aBeZy there. Can't quite make any more work out as Shotzzy trying to disrupt the flow of things. Can't quite get it done as the reinforcements now from FaZe push on out of A. And they may be looking to overextend to C. And Crim, oh no, a couple have got by. He's now being overrun with FaZe players. Slow and steady, almost got him that one, but Priest is going to get the kill. Shotzzy now on the defense, and this could be a great turn of events here from FaZe. B flag goes the way, just for a brief moment of Dallas chance, and this is ugly so far. Get onto the C flag as quick as they can. No points for Dallas at this point in time.
It's a 5-point lead with a minute left. FaZe trying to run it up. That neutralization is going to be good for maybe an extra 2 ticks that were able to come through. So a nice little play from Priest and Major Maniac on the flip side. Of course, FaZe still pouring that pressure in over towards C. And frankly, all the kills going their way. Again, 5-point lead with a minute left. It's already at 10, 40 seconds. They are trying to run it up at the half.
Still, C's made neutral. No one quite there yet. I mean, this is not a terrible look for FaZe. They can hold this line in a good way, and just at this point, no one on Dallas able to get out of spawn. No one on Dallas able to get near those flags. It is truly domination at this point, Chance. 81 is going to leave 63 with the final 20 seconds here, and it's only going to get more catastrophic as FaZe are continuing to hold this line. The flood straight onto that C flag for the moment now, able to get a couple of points just going into the half, but with the final 10, this has been clinical from FaZe.
Yeah, this was, again, a 5-point game with a minute left on the clock, and it's going to be, what, 25 points by the end of the half. That is a very quick flip of the switch sort of thing with the plays that FaZe was able to make. And that's in spite of, like, the great opening break that Dallas had, right? It was the AB setup for FaZe towards the end where they were able to just run the score up, and so Empire right off the rip, that's what they identified. And it's not only the strats that FaZe is over to overcoming the pressure, it's aBeZy is turned into the fry man. He has ridiculous number of kills already to his name, and frankly, I don't expect him to slow down at all.
Nah, he had a bad search. I think he finished the whole map with, what, 3 or 4 kills, and he's certainly paying penance for it here in the Dom. aBeZy 16 and 7 overall. Makes his way through pipes. Pipes go burr as he now makes his way in towards that side of B. But again, the defense here from Dallas, no one quite on that B flag just yet. Nice turn on a Shotzzy. That's a big win. Nade goes down, just trying to identify the refrag, the counter push. No one's going to be there on that B flag still just yet. Cellium finding the opening here, pushing in towards A. That should make things very, very safe now. There's the final kill from Illy. Huge work coming out of Cellium. And that's going to be another set of strong kills as aBeZy finds his 2nd in a row. That's going to be his 18th overall. Can they get onto that B flag and finish the capture?
Well, FaZe is going to be able to do that, but of course now you got Empire potentially with the AC setup. They're able to hold this down for maybe 45 seconds, a minute at the start of the last round, and now they're in a situation where they're going to need it for a little bit longer. Is again still down by 20 points, but frankly, they might be able to get this done because FaZe not playing aggressive at the moment. They are taking their time.
Taking their sweet, sweet time. I'd love to know what FaZe are actually going to be up to. Let's have a very quick Astro Gaming listen in with Atlanta FaZe.
Still camping.
He was dirt.
On team A.
One hit on me.
Hard me to work this solo.
Playing C, no.
I should just push through.
Hey, nice, I'm hopping in.
He's on our side of C.
He's great,
He's gonna
we got it.
1 second. I'm playing B. They're spawn behind me. Get my P3, guys. He's pipes Illy. He cut the B. They're gonna walk for B. Pipe Illy.
Pipe Illy dead.
Nice. Hold
help.
P3.
Help them. No, water. Kyler's going short. Water's going short. There's 2 on B. Make sure pinch him in here.
Bathroom dead. Yeah, I'm gonna help Chris.
Laying down, and 1 shot. And there's 2 B. Push up, Mike. Even need.
Left over.
Stay alive, MC. Stay alive. Whoever's right.
Half on me.
I have hope. In green, weak. Green dead. Min right. Nice. We should go try and get C and then get B from that.
They're play ready.
Mike hitting over you.
One's sitting on C. One's sitting on C. Flash W, Mike. Waiting.
I'm going behind Mike. Give me a second. Where's B now?
I'm waiting. Yo, pipe on water.
He's on my part, Chris.
Water. One's half wall. Play. Crate's 1 shot. He's going A. Spawn back A. Nice, Chris. Good shit. On me.
Alright, Crate's 1 shot.
Alright, take our time right here, bros.
In green 1 shot.
Kyler.
Yeah, that's half wall.
P3.
Okay, just keep doing the 2-1-2, bro.
Yeah, I'm watching dirt.
Flash left. You just walked through that.
Go see. Hold it, guys. Hold it.
Half wall dead. 1 P3.
Nice job.
P3.
Yo, crate. Top crate.
Top crate. P3.
Dead. 1 shot top crate.
You could not find a more patient team in Atlanta FaZe right now, Chance. What a turn to form this is.
And now you got pressure over towards the B flag. You got potentially Simp making the play on the flank. It looks like the flank is dealt with, and on the flag, well, Simp is still there trying to find a few kills, but Empire, frankly, as great as the listen was with FaZe, this has been a ton of time where they've just been able to chill on the C and B flag and run the score up. Now you got pressure over towards the A flag as well. The flags are going to flip. You got a battle on C. Empire trying to turn things around.
Crimwin's a big one. Priest is going to get back on there. Neutral on C. They don't quite finish it. It was close enough. But now you're going to see FaZe reinforce that position. B and C control now for FaZe. Trying to pin the members of Dallas Empire in there. Shotzzy just says, nah, brah. Cuts down Priester. Making his way out, trying to get the players in towards B. And this is what you want to see coming out of Dallas. This is not over yet. Shotzzy wins the close range engagement against Simp. Opens up that mid lane of the attack now. Reinforcements starting to come through there from Dallas Empire. And there's the flank from Shotzzy. The kill comes through eventually. And that's going to be a neutral on C and a cap on B. Oh boy, Dallas aren't out of this yet. 1 minute 10 remaining.
And that neutral is actually going to be big. So with a minute left, you can get 12 points with a 2 flag setup. So yes, Empire can and will win this game if they hold these 2 flags. So for FaZe, pressure's on. You either got to neutralize one for a bit or make sure that you get the capture. And of course, well, Empire, they have the option of maybe causing confusion over towards that C flag.
Here we go. 5 points separating these teams at this point. Shotzzy starting to absolutely rip things up. 40 seconds-ish left. Clay's got 7 kills. Major Maniac's got 7 kills. And they've just got to play their role at this point in time. Going for the full neutral is going to be Dallas. Can Shotzzy find something here? Play just jumped over his head. It's going to be Simp who finds the kill. C still good. We're going to see a change. Is 1 point separating these teams right now. That's a huge win from Priester. Is he going to be able to neutral B? This could be it. They're tied up. They're tied up on the tick. Oh boy, Atlanta, they get the secure as well. Dallas have got to go. That's a massive win from Clay. Better late than never. Celium's going to be there, and this is going to be an absolute bloodbath. Get onto the flag as quick as you can. It's a 2-point difference, 3-point difference. Is it even going to matter? Chance. What a finish. Atlanta FaZe. They get it done. 3-0 over Dallas Empire. And the Dom comes down to a couple of gunfights there on the B flag. Priester, Celium, as clutch as you like, they close the series out.
In just ridiculous fashion too. Like, bro, we were listening to their comms and they were so patient. There was no panic in their voice at all. A nice controlled game. It's down to the wire and it seems like it's just clean and easy. The plays at the end, Celium goes through and I think rips 3 people's heads off. And frankly, this is a team that like all their fans have been criticizing. They're just like, guys, you're losing too much. The matches are too close. And they're just like, what do you want? Like, we're #1 in the CDL standings. We're getting down to crunch time, right? Champs is right around the corner. This is the final home series tournament. And what does FaZe come out and do? Well, they've won 6 maps in a row. They get a 3-0 against Dallas, who just looked incredible in the last home series tournament. Literally for FaZe, you could not ask for anything more.
There's your stats, and boy, that was a fun one. That was a really fun one. Not so much for the Empire players, but playing 9-20. And a strange one, again, for Major Maniac, 8-20 as well. Very, very, not slow games, but like they're playing their role. It's like the kills are being found by the MP5 players up close and personal flags. They're watching the flanks. They are playing their job, and that's just the way it looks sometimes. But big kills across the board for FaZe. The slaying power comes through. Man, that was a mean Dom. That's the 3rd time now that we've seen Dallas be swept 3-0 by Atlanta FaZe, Chance. The 3rd time. And the reverse sweep possible was there, but Atlanta they just like to just get it done. Just one more of those. Next, they find themselves in the semifinals.
And from what we saw like last week as well, like when Dallas played, is like they won the tournament and that was like perfect Call of Duty. And I think something that was talked about is like, if any team is going to beat Dallas Empire, they also are gonna have to play perfect on top of making the bigger plays. FaZe, they rose to the occasion and played out of their minds.
They really did. The scuff play of the game was giving me the final 30 seconds here of that incredibly exciting Dom. Illy with a couple of big wins. So again, we're looking towards that B flag, and Priester, as clutch as you like, trying to find these kills. Again, the contest was there. Clayster manages to win a nice big 2. He does get the huge kill on Major Maniac. Celium runs in there, not able to get the neutral. No one there from Dallas, and able to make it on time. Cell, once again, unbelievable performances from Celium. That's why he's one of your Astro MVP picks. Plays like that, just deciding plays in an entire series. But that's it. Semi-finals. for FaZe. They are now destined for that one. Empire will be playing the winner of Røkkr versus Mutineers later on today. And oh boy, Chance, we knew Group B was going to be good. We knew it. We saw it. It was obvious, but we didn't realize it was going to be this good.
It really is crazy how close it was as well, because like keep in mind like that 1v1 that Illy had with Priest towards the end on tracks, if Illy just gets that second kill, well, now your trophy man's dead. You don't get that out on the B flag. You're down an extra body, and Empire probably get that win. Like literally comes down to that 1v1 gunfight. And the same thing could be said for the round where Clay is shooting the pole instead of Major Maniac and he sticks the bomb in the final moments. This is genuinely a game with like the very fine details. The smoke and the hard point that blocked up Illy's line of sight towards the very end could have been the difference maker. It is that time of the year with these teams that it is absolutely the finest of details that will get you the win or maybe cost you a bunch of money towards the end of the year.
With that win though, Atlanta FaZe are now guaranteed a top 2 placement going into playoffs. It is locked in stone. They cannot fall outside that top 2 now. Well, friends, there we go. Let's have a little look now at the MVP recon. We talked about the MVPs coming up towards the end of the season, and here is a look at some of those players we have so far. This is Skies, Celium, and Shotzi are our first 3 to be announced so far. Their overall KD is very, very impressive. What they bring to their teams is, seemingly, intangible. But these 3 players and a couple more, absolutely outstanding players. Chance, I mean, is there any more you've got there, mate? You'd like to see achieved into that, I suppose, Hall of Fame in a weird way, because I know who's coming up next.
I was about to say, there's a lot of players available that you can make an argument for MVP. Pretty much almost the entire team of FaZe. I think Simp has to be thrown into the mix as well. The man, I think, is like currently leading the league in total kills, any KD factor, any statistical category available, Simp is going to be towards the top.
Well, Simp's a very talented player, but is he going to be one of our Astro MVP finalists? Well, we'll find out after this tape.
And who's that? Oh, it's Mr. MVP, Sim! Have we even seen the peak of his ability?
When it comes to preseason hype, nobody was hyped up more than Atlanta FaZe's Simp. Simp had arguably the most explosive debut of any rookie in competitive Call of Duty. Entering the 2020 Call of Duty League, all eyes were on Simp to continue his dominant streak. And boy, oh boy, did he deliver.
Can Simp finesse his way around the map? So far, that is down 2, and he takes down all 3!
Throughout the year, Simp was a frequent leader in event KD stats, and he was regularly putting up some of the highest kill counts of the CDL.
Top kitchen band's weak.
Can't shot B, I'm
Nice.
Simp's slaying prowess was on full display during the Chicago home series, where he broke the record for the most kills in a single game, not once, but twice. On day 1 of the event, Simp scored 49 kills on Azir Cave to set the new league record. And then, just a couple of matches later, he inched the bar even higher by scoring the league's first ever 50-kill game.
Yeah, okay, he literally just broke the kill record on this map.
In just over a year of pro competition, Simp has proven that he's one of the deadliest and well-rounded Call of Duty players in the entire world. And now, Simp stands as one of the 5 nominees for the 2020 Call of Duty League MVP, presented by Astro Gaming. Surprised? Yeah, me neither. Simp, absolutely one of our MVPs going into the league, and he's still on top. Unbelievable stuff from him all season long. That 1.29 in S&D. I mean, he's over a 1 point anything in every game mode so far. So big fans of Simp here in the CDL. We know Simp's got a lot of fans out there. Simps, if you will. But mate, a very, very good call, I think, and no one can argue that one. We have one more of our 2020 Astro MVPs to be announced. We will be announcing that final player tomorrow, Chance. I don't want you to guess who it is because, again, who knows? There's a lot of good players out there still, but we'll let you know how that comes tomorrow, friends. But alas, we've still got a lot of Call of Duty to play, and now we've got our PlayStation Instant Reaction. Lando is going to be talking to Priester after that brilliant performance against the Dallas Empire. Don't go anywhere, friends. We've got tons more Call of Duty coming up right here on the CDL.